Another windy day. Fresh cut grass. Doesn't that look nice always? Well, got the tractor and the water trailer, everything parked up here getting ready for spraying again if the wind lets up. Let's hope it does. Well, I'm driving to my second field for today. The wind is finally letting up so I can spray again. It's been terrible windy last few days, and it sounds like it's going to continue to be windy starting tomorrow about 9 or 10 in the morning. So I'm going to try to knock out a few acres tonight and tomorrow and sit and wait again. But I still got plenty to do on fencing, building new fence. I finally got that done, and I just got to finish fixing some old fence on some other pasture. So then I'll be ready to move some cows to cell graze pasture. This weed isn't really getting away from me yet. So it's about the right height where I normally would spray it anyway. There's probably 4 or 5 leaves on there, so let's get this sprayer unfolded. Yeah, there's a few steps here, but boy, it sure beats doing it by hand. It's pretty nice to have hydraulic. So that beats all that extra work. So there, I got the booms a little low, only because there's somewhat of a breeze. So now we can create a new field here. I got it set where I want it. And there we go, ready for number A. Oh yeah, I can't forget to turn my rate controller on. Should be ready to go. So I selected A already. It's hard to do with one hand, so I had to set my camera down, but we are spraying. That alarm went out once it hits 10 gallons to the acre. So I got my speed up. And that's what we're putting down, is 10 gallons of water to the acre with our spray for wheat. So I'm gonna have to go around these trees here. Oh, it says I had a missed call. Huh. I don't know who that was. So I finished And if you guys noticed, I did a big screw up. I was so busy talking, I didn't push the B to get my AB point. So I just had to go off my map. Here's the small field that I just did. So I zoomed out just to look at it. But anyhow, zoom back in where I want to be and finish my field. So we're now on to the next one. I'm going to fold up and I'll try that again for you guys. Well, you know, I just folded up right underneath the transmission line. I didn't realize it till I was over half done. Not smart, even though I'm a long ways away from it. I'll show you here. Yeah, it's up there, but it's still kind of hairy folding underneath these lines. I won't do that again. Alright, so I'm unfolded and we're going to try this again. I'm going to see if I can at least show you what I do here on the auto screen here. This again, I'm going to go around this field and maybe put A down there and B up here and spray my way that way. So I'll create a new field here. Everything is punched in already, all my settings, so I just gotta set it up. So there it is, ready to go. I'm gonna start painting here as soon as I start driving. So I selected A, and we'll go down the field, and I'll try not to forget what I'm doing here. At least I'm painting the screen, I won't get lost. But I gotta get that B button selected so I can draw my line. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the field. And I think I can select my B button now. It doesn't have to be right at the end. There, so there's my B line, AB line. And should be ready to go when I turn around here. I'll lift my booms up just a hair, and now you can see where I sprayed before coming down. Because this is a real narrow spot. Now I shut my sprayer off, so I'm not overlapping any. And that's telling me that my spray is not running because I shut it off. If you watch the screen here, you'll see where it's coming. And I hit my steering wheel, and then it steers on its own. Kind of nice. And this field actually just works out 1.5 rounds, and it's got all it covered. You can see the tree rows. These are 16-acre fields here. I don't know, these tree rows were planted long before I was born, I think. Maybe my dad did it, I don't remember. He might have. Or my grandfather, but anyhow, you know, back in the day when it was so dry, I don't know, you call them the dirty 30s. I think after that happened, or them years, later on they came out with this conservation plan for farmers to plant trees to slow the wind down to keep the soil from blowing. And that's how all these trees got put into all these fields. I know there's a lot of big farmers that do not like them. All their big equipment, and they got all these small fields to deal with, but for us it works pretty good. Can't complain. I do see I had a little bit of a skip. I don't know if it pays to drive back for a couple feet. I suppose I should, otherwise I'll have a strip of weeds in this wheat field. It does look pretty good. I gotta pick that little strip up. You can see that on the screen. I'm just spraying with 1/3 of the boom, but I gotta drive over more wheat, make more tracks in the field. That's the only bad thing about this. But I don't know, not quite 8 miles an hour. I usually drive around 8 miles an hour. There we go. That's where I drive. I know a lot of guys drive faster, but I don't know what's the hurry. I don't like to wreck my equipment, bounce it around, so I just manage around 8 miles an hour and take it from there. So when you stop and think about all the money that a person has stuck in this crop after I'm done spraying here up to this point, there's a lot of risk. You guys that farm know, a lot of risk out here. Yeah, we got insurance to cover our expenses, and that's it. So then, yeah, if you get a loss, a hailstorm or what have you, so you get your expenses paid, but you do all this for nothing. That's the gamble. And these people that don't farm or ranch, that like to keep their bellies full, don't realize how much work and effort and stress and everything that goes into this to feed this country. So I hope people start waking up and watching some of these farm videos and learn that, you know, there's a lot out here that they depend on like we depend on, and they don't realize it. So promote farm videos, people. Promote them. I don't care who they watch, just promote them. I know not everybody appreciates this, but isn't this a beautiful sight? I don't know. I think it's great. Down in here, my dog running alongside of me, your best friend, and it's a beautiful country. What a beautiful night. Sun's right at the horizon. Nice and calm. Can't ask for a better opportunity to do some spraying. Wet spot where I didn't seed. I suppose now it's probably dry enough. But I'm not going to come back and seed them spots. How do you get here? You got to drive over wheat. So we'll just leave it go. I wonder what everybody else is doing. Watching me. It is 9:34 at night, and I suppose a lot of people are probably settling in for the evening, resting and getting ready for bed. But I'll be out here for probably another hour, and then I should be done here. Well, it'll be dark. It don't pay to be out here any longer than that. So, okay, take it easy. We'll see ya.